Okay, who wanna have opinion? I allow you to speak up. Hi. Okay, Miss Eka, go ahead.
I think human need education is for their intelligence, their characters, and also their mind and heart.
Heart.
Yeah, because if we don't have education, sometimes we have difficulty to analyze something, to make a relation about our mind, our heart, and our characters and boundaries also. I think education it is makes human can can build themselves but sometimes if the education is not balanced, like if we just care about our intelligence or only cares about the characters also only, but we didn't didn't um, calculate another factors, then maybe there is some lack of education there. Yeah, and then also I think education is also make us easier to process something like our spiritual or our social life maybe, and our working life, or maybe our everything in us, because um, I know as a human is more complex than another creature, right? If you see the another creature, they don't have any burden and don't have any obligation, or don't have any apa or don't have any capability to control their environment, right? Yeah, and that's why human need the education, because um, apa refer to the Al-Quran also, uh, the Adam prophet, before he was have a job being leader in the earth, the God is input him with the knowledge, right? And not only the knowledge, but the God also give him wahyu, itu apa ya dalam bahasa Inggris, um, like yeah direction with him, a spiritual direction, and what is right, what is wrong, what is can be allowed and what is not allowed, something like that. So it's not only the mind that God input him, but also he give him like light in his heart, and also the characters, and then he can knows the boundaries.
Yeah, I do agree. Why human need education? It covers to because it has differentiation between human and an animal. To think more, to elaborate, or to think of doing everything. Thank you very much, Miss Eka. Who will be the next speaker?
Welcome, sir.
Right. Who will be the next speaker? You can raise your hand and you can deliver or express your notion, your idea, your perspective toward these questions. Hi. I love you. Are you afraid of voicing out? Okay, Mr. Sunny, time is yours.
I guess education is needed by human because Otherwise, human will not be able to exercise what has been bestowed from God to them. It may, I mean, the minds. Okay, because sometimes some people show very factual evidences, as what we can see from what has been said by Ms. Eka before. We talk about education inequality, income inequality, because unable to level up, improve our education level, our educational background, it would, how to say, seriously affect our our economic growth, our economic capability, our economic background, because at the same time, uh, it is so noticeable amidst our society. Um, there is a high number of crimes, and also inflation happens, and people are getting stuck in pay later option that was initially created to boost the consumerism's cultures for poor people, and that's why this kind of thing would lead them to being poorer and poorer, and that's why the only key to change their fate or life would be education. Educations will lift not only their capital, but also their life quality, their well-being. That's something important because many things happens when somebody couldn't get adequate level of economics. This probably something that most significant when talking about household would be divorcing, because even without being divorced, some people would be tended to be assessed as how to say, being underestimated when they couldn't have like adequate welfare of living. Because yeah, because I believe that economic matters, and if we want to change our economic quality, means that we need to change something about our education. I think that's my comment.
Wow. Super. Yeah, education will help you, will grow us to how to say, to think, to be critical thinking, to raise the economic and so forth. I assume what Mr. Shams mentioned. Is there anything else? Hello. All right, Mr. Iqbal.
All right, so thank you very much for Sir Khodari, who has helped me to help this meeting tonight. And yes, first of all, I do apologize because there was an accident and I couldn't do that in the earlier time. And it is my view. I would like to say education is human rights for everyone. So actually, society or everyone in this world must have or must get a good education, especially like from the government provides. Because I can say education is one of the way who can increase people level to be better, like who can bring them from the poverty to be the wealthy people. So that's the reason why human needs education. Thank you, sir.
I disagree with your your opinion. If education will lead or will increase the poverty, means that when when someone doesn't have high education, they couldn't be rich or be stable economy. How do you see this case?
I say education is one of the way, even there are still many ways to be a rich people, right? Yeah.
So having higher education will guarantee us to be rich.
I can't say that, but some people, or if we see based on a lot of people who got successful right now in this world, all of them have a good education, especially like experience studying in college or something else.
How do you define education?
Pardon?
How do you define education?
Um, all right, sorry, sir.
How do you define education?
Oh, okay. How do I define education? Simply, I can say education. When somebody doesn't know about something, and after she learn about it, she know how to do that, or she know about other thing.
All right, superb. Superb answer.
Yes.
Okay, next. Who wanna? All right, Chu. Time is your Chu.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me to speak. I think why human need education is because everything need to be learned, everything need to be educated. Um, like there is no limit when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to the things that we have to learn. Like even the way we speak, the way we act, or the way we think, we still need to be we still need a lot to educate ourselves about these kind of things. Although we may have our own instinct to learn things individually, but we are social beings who live with others, and thus we have to level ourselves with others in order to know how to respect and how to be respected. And also we need to learn things in order to not only to survive, but also to be able to flow along with other competitors, because we are human beings that we tend to compete with other people. We tend to compete with other human beings. So since like yeah, like even to live, even to how to say, even to work, even to get something that we need in our life, we have to compete with other people, with other human beings. So that's the reason why we have to educate ourselves. I think so, sir. I think that's my opinion. Thank you.
All right, what's core of your reason that we have to compete other people?
Because there is our tendency, human beings have the tendency to compete with each other, with one another. I think that is just our um, our instinct as I think so.
Right, sure. It's quite interesting to listen your perspective.
Thank you.
Then we have to express it. Yeah, next,
Okay.
Mr. Sunshine, go ahead. The Sunshine.
I disagree with what has to my way of thinking. Humans is not only focused on how to compete, but also how to collaborate. Okay, the past decade has taught us that competing each other would not result in efficient and effective collaboration. And that's why there are so many international organizations, not only limited to the United States, but like D8, OIC, or for example, like G20. Okay, it indicates that there is a strong symbolize, or how to say, strong message telling us that it is important not to compete amongst us as developing countries, among us as somebody that still learns something. We need to collaborate, cooperate, to build up, to accelerate the growth we have. Okay, if we believe that we need to compete each other, what will be in our mindset will be about how to tackle other. how to hurt other, and this would reflect a very, how to say, worsening conditions. It will only, how to, it's like hamper our development and will lead us to hate each other. Okay, probably Miss Chu would like to tackle my opinion. The floor is yours.
Yeah,
I do
Miss.
agree with you, so I do agree with you. But we are living in Indonesia, and this is like very common, even though that we, in the very first level of our education itself, we already instill with something called competition. Like the teacher keep giving us point, keep giving us score, just in order to know that you are better than that one. The student is better than that student. So if if we want to, it is not that we blame on the education system in Indonesia, but it is, this is what it is. This is what it is. Even like if we want to, how to say, if we want to revoke that education system in Indonesia by not giving score to the student, then we have to start it from zero. We have to start it from zero. We have to start it from our mental first. Then we have to like totally change the education system in Indonesia, so to not giving score, like to not give the children the what is that, the competition mindset. So I think so, because just because we are living in Indonesia, like everything needs to be compete, everything needs to be get score, everything needs to be given score just in order to know our level. So I think so. Yeah, but pretty much it's pretty much agree with you. But yeah, thank you.
Right, the time. Mr. Sunshine, do you want to give additional
Yes,
response?
of course. Probably I'd like to be in Lasavia. I mean, like
Mhm.
being in the middle. Okay, I would like to say something that we need to highlight is that just because we live in Indonesia, we couldn't think globally. Okay, we need to change this kinds of mindset. This local, pessimistic, and so conservative way of thinking should
Mhm.
be totally altered. Okay,
Mhm.
what I want to propose is that we need to be still competitively collaborate. Okay, we can still
Mhm.
gain developments, but at the same time, we maintain the pace. Okay, we
Mhm.
need to show sportive educations, which
Mhm.
could somehow, how to say, boost the
Mhm.
competition for the sake of education. Something like competitions that would,
In a good way.
how to
Mhm.
accelerate, okay,
Mhm.
the collaborations, the growth of the bravery, and also how to respect each other. I've
Mhm.
been believing that Indonesia should have been changing not only their
Mhm.
curriculums but also the mindset of their teachers. I think that's my response.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Miss Chu,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
enough or do you want to give
No,
additional
thank
comment?
you. It gets the point. It gets the point. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
I think it is a lot unstoppable when it comes to speaking about education, education system in Indonesia. You will
Hey, I think so. Okay,
thank you,
next,
thank you,
next
thank you.
participants. Don't be afraid. Just listening to some participants, some speakers. April, Handra, Sena, Miss Yun, Vera, Andy, would you mind sharing your thought? Everyone has different thoughts. That's why I allow you to voice out or notion rather you keep into your mind. Feel free to share your your thought. Um, Miss Vera, hello, Miss Vera. Would you mind sharing your thought? Hello, Vera Susanti.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sorry, I agree with your all statement. But I can't share my opinion about it because I have something to do. Because like right now.
All right, sure. Aprilia, what about you? Would you mind sharing your thought? Why human need education? Aprilia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you mind sharing your thoughts, your notion?
Yeah. I think human who receive an education likely to lead a healthy and productive life. I think, but because they earn higher incomes, participate in the decision that most affect them, and build better future for themselves and their families. Yeah, human education strengthen economies and can reduces inequality. So by being educated, you become aware of the benefit of a healthy lifestyle. It leads to better life choices, better skill, and yeah, self advocacy. I think therefore it not only improve our quality of life but also develop effective habits. I think so.
It can help you to be better life, to achieve better life when you have higher education or you have good education. Next, thanks so much. Auntie, would you mind sharing your thought? Auntie?
Yes, Mr. Sorry. Actually, I agree with previous speaker that education is really important to us. We have we can improve our communication skill to be a good communicator. Like we can listen, read, write, and it helps us to get a knowledge and improve confidence in life, and it can help us to improve our career and our personal growth, and educate person can become a great citizen in society, and it helps us to take correct decision in life. I think that's all, Mr.
Sure. I do appreciate it. Hadra, would you mind sharing your thoughts? Hadra?
Yes, sir. Talk about why human need education. Um, every human being needs education, and it's very important for human development. And then about education, we can know which one better and which one are bad. Since we born, everything our mother have already teach us about the educations. Um, and then there is a lot of actually way to get educations like informal and formal educations. It depends on us. About education, we can get some like a skill how to communicate with other, how to be kind to other. Even times, sometimes someone get a high education, they have a bad character. It's because they are arrogant person, but it's okay because they are. It's about the character, right? Yeah, just only like that, Mister. I guess.
So when someone has higher education, uh, they are arrogant. Wait. When they have a higher education, will they be arrogant?
Sometimes they will be arrogant, like um, they will do. It's because they are smart one. That's why sometimes they cheat for some things. For example, that we can say that character. They have a high education, but unfortunately, they have a poor character. It's because they are arrogant or they just only think about money is everything for their lives. Not all of them actually. Just several.
All right, just because they are smarter, but they are poorer, correct? Right.
Is it true?
That's captivating thought. Nice.
Maybe.
Yuyun? Nice. Yuyun, hi. Would you mind sharing your thought? Yuyun Pratiwi? Hello? No? Okay, let's move to the next line. Is education obligation or rightful authority? Obligation or application? Application. Miss Chu, would you mind giving your opinion because you are still raising your hand?
Sorry, I forgot to take it down. I'm doing
Right.
something at the moment. Sorry, sir.
All right. Application. Is education application or rightful authority? All right, Miss Eka. Go ahead.
I think it's difficult difficult statement because sometimes it depends to the kids also because I think education is we know education as informal and formal, right? And then we also cannot part education with the supporting system, right? Because like the Miss what last say that if someone is smarter and they get apa bad characters, it's not about it's not the education, but maybe it's the supporting system and maybe the environment and maybe they have like education like maintain their not maintain but how to I don't know what it is in English. If we have an ego and how we um, manage our ego, maybe like something like that. And so also like Mr. Sunshine said, I really fully agree with him because I think if we want to be succeed, we have to can be in the collaboration, not in competition, because as we know in psychological perspective, competition is making us a lot of disadvantage because like Mr. Sansan said that um, you cannot hurt others if you just only compete with others because the collaboration is making combination with others because I believe the requirement of the jobs or some obligation is because you have can support it each other only if even if in your groups if there is one person that you thought that she or he don't have any contribution, you are totally wrong because in one group's collaboration, everyone have a contribution to make their part. I have watched the television because I never uh, have working, but in the film there is the Japanese film, and then in the groups there is one woman that she didn't have any capability, but she can supported the groups and she can supported the each member so they can reach the goals and everybody can doing their part is because of their requirement and nobody underestimate others and then they try to support it and then uh, the biggest part they give him uh, a portion to be a leader to leading them because they believe that the person is can manage their team and in the film is uh, really give me some input that if we want to having some goals uh, we don't need to compete, because if you compete you cannot see the others apa ya, kelebihan, advantage, something like that, and you will underestimate others, and you will never know what is the contribution and the contribution until you running the process, right? And then if the every each person have their like the right job in the right position, and the works is very will be incredible, because everyone can give their contribution in the right context. Yeah. And is the education is obligation or rightful authority, it's, I think it's depend on the needs of the children, because some of the children uh, they can educate themselves is with the informal, or if we see the some people and they have a privilege, like the inventors, they cannot enter the public school, right? And then they have the different portion, and they also have the different job and different anything, everything. And in America, I read that for the genius kids, they are separate them within the groups, and then they are have a different treatments, because they have different different apa ya maksudnya. Jadi because they have different in the different bukan
Ability.
shift. Yeah, something like that. Because if you didn't separate them, they disconnect with others gitu. So you have um, to united them in the groups that can relate it with them. It's for the genius. But for some kids who is have a social ability or have their science ability, in the some development countries, they give the portion that um, apa sesuai kebutuhan, tapi ya jadi
That's what we need. That's what you need.
yeah, they fit in with the kid needs. Yeah, so they try to develop the kids ability. So not like in Indonesia, the curriculums is forcing by every children, right? And the parents also have also agree that the children have to treatments like that. But in some development countries, they give they give different portion for any kids, um, as long uh, sesuai sesuai apa ya, sesuai interest or sesuai their needs, something like if you like the math, so you will have more portion for your special ability, something like that. So the schools is trying to develop your ability and maybe also your characters. So like if you have more ego, maybe you will be adjustment. I don't know the system, because I never know things like this, only with readings or watching. I know it's not enough, but I think maybe in my children's schools, they try to develop the kids in psychology perspective, and I feel it will be more comfort to the children. And the schools also, when they are in elementary school or in junior high school and um, senior high school and their college, they have a different portion needs. Yeah, maybe the curriculums is can fit when they are in junior and high school, maybe because they want to enter the college. But when they are in elementary or in kindergarten or they're in the college, I think it's not about the academic also, because the kids it needs to develop of the characters, ego, individuals, and interpersonal skills, and other other building characters like sharing, something like that, and how to empathize with others. And our kids have some the things like that with in the schools, because the schools have like psychological formulas, because we as the parent, we haven't have any um, that ability, because as we know, become a parents, we have no school for the parenting, right? And then sometimes we have to trust it to the schools, mostly if they all of they all of their times is in the schools. And in my children's school, the children is recognize them with the collaboration, and also with another the there is every children, they have like reward for themselves. So this kid is will recognize as the diligent, this kid is smart, this kid is kind. So every children have a good label for themselves. And I believe in the elementary school and kindergarten, they need that for their identity labeling for themselves. Because if you don't use the psychological perspective for your kids education, the kids will be labeling with the environment, and some kids they will call bad by their own teacher, because the teacher thought these children is so naughty. But if in psychology perspective, there is no children naughty, but there is children is with kinesthetic ability, that more hyper with others. Yes, we recognize them. Or talkative children, or diligent children, like I said, or kind children, there is recognized as psychological labeling. But if you call your children is lazy, is bad, it's not recognized in psychology. Because if your children lazy, it's not lazy, they didn't interest. Because if they have the fit interest, they will be spiritful, and they will energetic. All and in the psychology perspective, the children have the right to play, not only to study only. Yeah, something like that. So is the education obligation, or
Can you shortcut your statement?
oh yeah,
please?
okay. Is education obligation or rightful authority? I think it's depend of the needs. Yeah.
Right. Much appreciated. Who agrees with Ms. Eka's opinion? Does anyone agree with Ms. Eka's opinion, or do you have another perspective toward this case? No. So education obligation is rightful authority.
I want to try to
Is
share my
Alice?
opinion.
Yeah, why don't you raise your hand?
Sorry.
Okay, just go ahead. Is Alice?
Okay, so well, the question is education an obligation or a rightful authority? Rightful authority, what does it mean? Is this by government or for individual
Kayak wajib belajar gitu.
desire?
You can share both individually or by government.
Okay, so if the question is is education an obligation or a rightful authority? It's an obligation for me. It is an obligation for the government to give education to its citizen, and also it is an obligation to the citizen to study because they are part of the society.
Mm.
If you are saying that it is the right of me as a human that I don't want to get study to the college or to the school, it is my right as a human to do what I want to do and to do not do what I don't want to do, something like that. I think this is wrong. This is we do not talk about right. We do not talk about correct or incorrect, but we talk about um, being not respectful. How to say that? How to say bertanggung jawab in English? I forget. Responsible. Being
Responsible.
responsible. I'm so sorry. Being responsible because you burn as a human. You become a part of society. You need to go to school to study because there are any value that maybe you will not get it if you do not go to school. That's the point. Also, to the parent, they need to give the education to their kids. Oh, I think I don't need to bring my kids to the school or any place to study. They will survive in this world. No, the world is not working that way. There are many things that you cannot teach, you cannot show. Excuse me. Wait a second. My brother is playing Mobile Legend. This is an obligation for the government to give education to its citizen because this is being the part of responsibility, and also this is an obligation to the human to get education. This is also um, a responsibility because they are part of citizen and they are part of society, social life in their social. So uh, yeah, this is an obligation. You need this, but consciously, you really need this, but you need consciously know that you have responsibility in this. It's not only for the government or the citizen itself. Thank you.
Right. How to be aware, how to instill responsibility as a human nowadays, or youth nowadays, that education is an application or rightful authority to Gen Z or Z generations or youth. Because when we know, as matter of fact, nowadays students or college students or youth, when they come into school, come into university, they only destroy, not destroy, they only obey the parents. They are afraid of getting worse score or so on. How to educate them about it? Anis. Anis, hello.
Hello, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I already say some words, but I forget to turn on my microphone. Oh yeah, I said, should I raise my hand? Where is this? I'm using phone, so it's a little bit. Okay, so what's the question? How to build the understanding? What you need to do at school, something like that.
How to instill the awareness as students' responsibility, not only obeying the parents, afraid of getting the worst score.
Fortunately, well, guys, we know maybe some of us 1990s generation, but us 90s generation, 80s or maybe 70s generation, I think they are not old generation that they do not have any good insight. Well, kids nowadays 2000, 2005, 2010. Right now they are 18 years old, right? They have modern parents, actually. Nowadays parents, they being so much aware about education. If we talk about the average society level, we do not talk about, please forget about the poor or the rich in this conversation. We talk about the average. Everybody has smartphone. So many young mommy, they raise their kids. They now realize that, oh my God, I need to raise my kid well. Actually, I'm a little bit happy with the child-free issues. Previous, yeah, because it opens some people's eyes. They try to have a discussion. It is good, actually. I do not agree with this idea, but also I'm so happy because this issue appears. There are so many discussions that, oh yeah, if become parent, we need to be not to we need to be responsible. We need to be responsible. We need to have awareness about what we could do, we couldn't do. Do we have any ability to raise our kids well? Actually, this is good. I like to read any comment in Instagram. Many young mommies say pro and con. I really like it because it opens many eyes. It opens many eyes. And how to rise? How to rise it? Actually, nowadays there are so many influencer, education influencer. If you, as a young parents, you just at least you finish your not secondary school, senior high school, vocational high school. I think you are not left behind, right, about the education. So this is not hard. I think not hard. The main point is what you are going to do or to say to your kids. You need to build the understanding rather than you just give how to say perintah in English. Oh my God.
Pardon?
How to say perintah in English?
Impression.
Command.
No, just command them. Rather than you just order. You just ask them to do it.
Instruction.
You just ask them to do this. You need to do this. You need to. This is good. This is bad. Without giving any understanding, it will never change anything. Maybe this is an old quote, but it works for me and my family, and for me, the way I raise my kids. I already have a kid. My youngest brother is my kid.
Oh,
Yeah, because he lives with me. We far away from our parents. I need to change my something like that. The way I raise him is, it is not working if I only ask him to do A, B, C, D, or just say this is good, this is bad. It is worth a lot when I do it. I give example. It takes time. It does take time, but it works well. For example, I teach him about honest, so I never lie. I teach him about being kind. I show him what is kindness. Yeah, so you need to give example. Practice by doing. Doing by practice. Practice makes perfect. Something like that. Like how to build the awareness. Give understanding. You have to understand. How to say that? Yeah, I forget determination, but there is determination, special determination about this. But the simple way is building understanding rather than teaching. Thank you.
Right. Super explanation. Giving an example will be relevant nowadays to the young or generations because they are how to say bored. They are not bored. They are full of advices. That's why they need example to be followed or imitated. Next, I will go to the next slide. Right. What kind of women does society need these days? Lack of knowledge. What kind of women does society need these days? Who wanna share your thought? Hello? Who wanna share your thought? What kind of women does society need these days? Okay. Mr. Iqbal first. Mr. Eka, wait, Mr. Iqbal first.
All right, so thank you very much. And this is such as a really an interesting question. What kind of woman does society need this day? Actually, if we want to ask everybody with the same question, absolutely, we will have a lot of different perspective because we can say society need a lot of types of women. So yes, if we want to like put the woman to be a minister, especially for economy, it means we need a woman like Miss Sri Mulyani, or if we want to have a woman to be as a president, I don't know, you agree or disagree with my statement. It means we need to have a woman like Mom Megawati Soekarno Putri or something else, because yes, because there are a lot of examples on all in our society. Absolutely, women position is really needed as well. So I cannot say one type of woman, but we need a lot of types for women this day. Thank you, sir.
Right. As well as I'm concerned that having higher position as a woman will subconsciously underestimate a man's position. How do you see this case?
I cannot say. Sorry, sir. What is the question?
If women has high position, high salary, and so forth, that it will be more than man's position or man's salary. It will subconsciously underestimate. It's not underestimate. It affects to the man or the boy will be under the woman.
I disagree with your opinion. Yes, yeah, sorry, because not all women will do the same or will do the thing that you said it before. Sometimes women who have a higher education than men, yeah, it could be good in our family. I mean, like if they got married, it's either women who has a higher or has a good education, it doesn't mean they will underestimate men, because sometimes some influencer or some example that we see from society, there are some women who have a high education, they become a good example for other girls as well. Thank you, sir.
All right. Who wanna tackle Mr. Iqbal's opinion? Okay, Miss Eka. Go ahead.
I think what kind of woman does society need these days? I think Aquino siapa itu namanya? The president of Filipina is very inspiring me because I think she is a gentle woman, but she can manage the team and also can give them a space and trust, and the team can work so well. And she also can change the environment of the Filipinos. And I think she is the most successful woman, and I don't know why she refused to being next president while others wanted um, the profession, right? Because they thought it's an proud and something like that, and it's a symbols. But for her, the job is burdening her. But in the other side, she can be so successful to change uh, the the lack of the environment in her countries, and he can also and can encourage her team, and she also can have good relationship with her religion, something like that, because in the some countries, if there is in not one in one united, there will be something lack in there, because there will be a dispute or hatred or something like that, and the government cannot perform well, because they will be dihadang tapi ya kayak dijegal gitu loh. So because because her the next president cannot have achievement as her, and I think she is very inspiring, because I don't know, maybe because he has no ambition, so she just doing the job is very smooth, and she also can respect people and appreciate people, and she know when she can trust, and maybe because it's a hard job, and she admit it really burdened her, and it didn't happen to the others leaders. I don't know why the other leaders is want the job so eager, and then when they perform they cannot achieve the goals, right? And then there is something matters and something problems there. Nah, so I think what kind of woman does society need this day? I prefer Aquino. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Much appreciated for sharing your thought.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I appreciate for your sharing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because I think I'm a woman, so I know how hard is being a woman. If you are you have 90% of logic, so it's not matters for you, for the boundaries, for to control your logic, to control your heart only. Although if men have feelings, they can treat their feelings well, they can solve the problem by their own self, but it's not happening with the women. So I know how hard being the woman. Yeah. And I think what kind woman does society need this day? It's like the Aquina, because everybody can have space and everybody can have trust, because the next president, she was very diligent, right? Professor, I forgot the name, but she become the leader of corruptors for her countries. And the Aquino's jobs is like done with her because he start again. Some bad characters that Aquinas have well done. She is the starter, and I don't know why why she can perform the job very well. While the the previous president is failed and the next president is failed also, and how come she can perform the hard job is so well? And the second women maybe that inspire me is maybe the Margaret Thatcher, because I have read about her, and she called like a strong hand with for her country, but in English, and she can mendampingi itu apa ya? She can apa? Mendampingi ratu. Jadi
Company.
Accompany
the queen, so he can complete the queen's job. And kalau Indira Gandhi, she is also inspiring, but the country is very so awful. So I feel very pity of her because she failed. It's not because of her, but because the country and the society is so awful.
Yeah, sure. Who have who has different notion or
until now
different
India
perspective.
is still in dispute, in the religion dispute, right? And no leaders is as good as Indira Gandhi in India, but they all fail. They cannot change the society and the habits. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Eka. Who has the same opinion from Miss Eka or different opinion? Miss Anis, go ahead.
Okay. So the question is, what kind of woman does society need these days? It wouldn't be great if we have one type of woman in this world, all the same. They are beautiful, they are smart, they are kind, they are good at playing music, they are good at art, they are educated, they are sporty. I think it wouldn't be great. The rainbow will not be so beautiful if it only has got one color, right? So if there is a woman, she's beautiful, she's good at playing music, she's good in art, she's kind, it's good. We need that kind of woman in the society. If there is a woman that actually she's not really good, but she's pretty smart, she's kind, she's good at teaching, but she's not good at playing music, and it is good also. We need that kind of woman in this society. We have a woman which is pretty cool, rock and roll, having many great ideas in her brain. It is also good for our society. We can rock and roll. And we need all kind of women with its unique, with their own abilities, with their own specialty. It would be great as long as they go to school to study. They take the responsibility to go to school to study. I don't say that if you are good at art and you playing art, but you are not educated, you are not good. I don't say that. But being part of society, you need to go to school because you need to have values in yourself. You need to know how to respect others. You need to know how to communicate others so that you do not say so many sarcasm or satire so that you hurt anybody else. You know how to treat someone as a human because you are also human. So we need all that kind of women with their own unique. The first one is they need to go to school to study. No matter, maybe you don't need to go the degrees, bachelor, master, doctor, no, but as long as you finish your senior high school, it's okay. But you go to school, you know how to treat other people, you know how to working together, you know how to communicate well with other people. You can be any kind of woman you want to be and give many good impact to the society around you. That's great. That's in my opinion.
What if women's society alters to virtual 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 case? They have a mind blowing to dance rather than they have mind blowing to think over. How to think? How do you see this case? How to educate them?
Like this. For example, any TikTok video, something like that, yeah. Okay. When there is something bad, actually, this is not 100% bad. Imagine in a school far away from the society. It's a deep inside of the forest. There's a very good school. They have the same clothes. They have the same ideas. They have the same value. They go. They are working together. They are all good. They never make any mistake. Then they are starting to questioning: Is this right? Is this right? Why is it right? They are starting to question why, because no one made mistake. When you go to school and you see any TikTok video of women doing something bad, you know this is wrong. How could you know this is wrong? Because you know what is right and what is wrong. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm like doing any speech. No.
I saw in the chat box that someone mentioned about Maudy Ayunda and so forth. Yeah, it is exception, but amount of women. So how to be equal a number of women or educated women. Not only dancing virtually, but how to educate virtually.
Imagine that. I read the chat box also. What if most of Indonesian women, just like Maudy Ayunda and Najwa Shihab, no one will think that they are good enough because they need to compete to each other. They need to be better to each other. They will try to. Well, they will not have any fun argument. They will just have a discussion, debating, something like that, to show that they are smart than the other people, they are better than the other people. I think sometimes avoid debating is good. Sometimes we do not, even we know something is right or something is wrong, sometimes there is time that we do not need to show to other people this is really wrong. For me, the thing. Imagine all people just like Maudy Ayunda and Najwa Shihab all around us. Beautiful, smart, logic. It would be pretty boring. It's not only boring, but you will, oh my God, this feel like annoying.
No,
Really?
I can say that all women must be
If the standard,
equal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see. But I do agree that they are pretty inspiring. But this is related to us. But if we say to many people there, they will not agree with us. They have their own privilege, and this is real. This is not something like blah, 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 blah. No, their privilege is real. So yeah, that's why education is pretty important. This is an obligation to every people to get to school and to study, no matter what you want to be.
Yes, much appreciated. I just want to increase the number of educated women. Not only the how to decrease the viral video, but it has no positive impact. I mean, not only dancing has a number of views and numbers of it will be viral and so forth. But how to increase a positive content, or maybe turn to education, and so thank you very much. Miss Jenna, please go ahead.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I just joined now. Okay. I think it's very interesting topic because I like about the society woman. Okay. What kinds of woman does society needs that day? I think I agree with before statement or before opinion. In Indonesia needs the woman is smart, beautiful, and yes, maybe the woman's job. I like that, and I also want to become the smart woman. But I think in other set we also need the parts we can take from the woman is the good attitude, because for me, if the woman have a good attitude, I think she will become the smart woman. She will become the good woman and become the many example for other teacher. Maybe for their child, for many people. If we have the good attitude, the first for me, a woman must be have the good attitude. And other statement where maybe smart, yes, can join in here back. Yes, because if we have the good attitude and become the smart woman, we also in our house the parts we can become the parts teacher to our child in our house. We can teach our child how to become the good man or good woman. But in the society also we must be have the smart woman, because if in our country have many smart woman, I think yes, we can remember the old time ago about the fight from the Kartini, Miss Kartini, makes the woman becomes the good woman. So I think something like that, Mr.
Okay,
The,
much
yes.
appreciated for sharing your thoughts. Okay,
Mhm.
I will mention someone who hasn't spoken up yet. Try to share your notion. In this case, Mas Febri, you make the chat box are crowded. Please share your thought by voicing out. Mas Febri, hi. Mas Febri, hello. Are you there? Goodness, you are you are not there. Yanwar, hello. Are you there?
Aloha.
Yeah, aloha. Do you mind
Yeah.
sharing your thoughts in terms of this question?
No, I'm just a viewer of this question. I mean, with this discussion.
How come?
I just give some opinion. Yeah, maybe not much. Just I shared on this comment. I will not share many discussion. Thank you. I have no words, Mr. I'm just viewing and listening to the audience of
Talking about
the
women, you
discussion.
have no idea. Maybe you have the
What?
unwell experience to
No,
express your
no.
idea. Right, thank
From
you.
unwell, I think I just respected to the women.
Sure.
Despite I have yeah, maybe some bad experience with them since I was teen. Yeah, you know, teen is like a lovey-dovey story, you know. we just we just forget the past and then move on to the future, best future.
All right, sure.
But I think I'm just a guy who admired to the public figures just like Mbak Najwa, Miss Nana, because she had many, you know, very universal thing. She could, I mean, she could explain many universal perspective about the women and their, you know, their what is mean upaya, their
Effort.
yeah, their effort to the country and the nation. Yeah, I think it's just enough. No comment.
Appreciate for your
Yeah.
sharing. Meti Indonesia, would you mind sharing your notion? Meti Indonesia. Hello.
Yeah.
Meti Indonesia. No, Chika. Hi, Chika. No comment. Aprilia. Hello. Okay, if no comment, I will go to the next. Oh my God, it's quite interesting. Do you think higher education for women necessary? Let me just do Auntie. Do you have any comment to this case, Auntie? Sri Kanti? Auntie? No? Yuyun, Prativi, do you have any comment to these questions? Okay, if no one responds, I will allow you to speak up, Miss Anis. Go ahead.
Okay, actually, I'm interested with the question of Mr. Febri, but Mr. Febri doesn't say anything. He has a simple question like about pretty great women. Are they the standard nowadays? It's pretty interesting for me. Yes, guys. Why? If we talk about great women, we only talk about them. Like so many women in Indonesia feel like they are weak, they are not supported, they are they are not, they are weak, they are not supported, they are not more than men. But why do you always feel like you are not in a good position? Because why do you always feel like, oh my God, being woman is so hard and blah 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 and blah 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 blah? Why don't you change your mind like, yes, I'm a woman and it is great. Yes, and I'm a woman and I can do many things. Yes, I'm a woman and I have a chance to make something great. I'm a woman. I build a next generation. So you appreciate yourself before you ask other people to appreciate you. I'm so sad when so many women feel like they are not supported, they are weak, they are poor or something else. Why do you always value yourself low? Why don't you value yourself well? For example, I go to school and it is good for me. It gives a good value for me. I do something well I do kindness and it is good value for me. I try to help other people, it is good for me. I am honest, I am teaching, it is good for me. So you don't always put yourself as a victim. Then you always so in many discussion, so many women blame men because they are being men. They do not want being men, right? We also are women who do not want being a woman. Maybe if it is some, yeah. Before we burn to this word, before we burn to this word, yeah, yeah. Do you want to burn in this word? Yeah, if in Islam, but we do not talk about Islam, right? Right? Why do you always blame your position and other people position? Same as question. Why do many women say that Mauti Ayunda and Najwa Shihab is a standard and they are great. So we forget about many great women, housewife. They build the next generation. They are educated. They teach their kids well. They raise their children well, so that they build good generation. They are great for me. We are great. All the women there who try their best to raise their kids well, educate their kids well, put good values on their kids well. I think they are great. And also the next question: do you think higher education for women necessary? It's not higher, but high. This is not a must, that this is a necessary. You need to. If you think you need to, you need more education, you need more knowledge, you are craving, you are thirsty of knowledge, get it. If you feel like, I think my responsibility right now is not to study, but I need to focus on my family, and I have enough with my education, and it's also fine. But yes, you need you. It's a necessary, but it isn't a must. Thank you.
Okay, outstanding opinion. I couldn't be more agree with your opinion. Who wanna give additional opinion in terms of these questions, or who wanna tackle Miss Annie's opinion? If you have the cons thought, Miss Eka.
I think the higher education for women is necessary because education can control their feelings, right? And their maternal instinct also, because being a mom is not easy, because I never had feelings, such feeling like that before I become a mom. I have many terrifying fears when when me and my husband don't have kids. We both have not not have not like apa, we are not parent. We are so free because we thought we not have many problems, just two of us and the family, and done, right? And our kids is delivered, we have many fears. I fears about the healthy of my kids and the economics and everything, and also my husband, and he always worried about us, and everything is changed. And I don't know how it started, and then I feel like baby blue, something like that, and depression, because I'm very worried about my sons and etc. etc. And then when my ages is increase, I have more fears bigger, and also my husband, I know that. And what I want to say, that the higher education women maybe didn't have to dealing with those fears, because maybe they can anticipate anything. Because when my parent told me about those fears, I am so busy with my own problems that came up in my myself, because being a mom is very exciting in one side, but in other side it's very terrifying, because mostly my children is also have an allergic and something, etc., etc. And I really appreciate with the teachers, their teachers, to understand my children, because I at first it's like another parent, very worrying with my children characters development, IQs, etc., etc. But the teachers is direction me how to dealing with my children and what is my portion as a parenting supporting system, and how is their jobs, and there is connection there, and I feel more safe because yeah, I can trust my children with them. And without the education we cannot understand the things around us, the matters, the change, the everything. We feel that it's just like, I don't know, yeah, maybe like I said, the feelings is something that came out and you cannot reject it. Yeah. And I don't know is it the mistakes or not, but I feel that there is something miss, because I cannot control my fear sometimes, but I know it will be happen with everybody, mostly if they are parents. They will very understand about this, because when I see my youngest brother and he didn't marry, and I see he's so free and there is no fears, and yeah, maybe he cannot understand what I'm talking about, but I know for some people, education is feel not enough, and when we have we have transferred being transferred from others, then they have knowledge, mostly if like parenting or something that we need, we feel that being free from something that at first we didn't know about, that we blind about that, and they help us to overcome, or maybe like sharing experience and something like that, or jadi apa ya, something that I think why women need higher education, it's for controls everything in them, yeah, so they can understand things more appropriate, yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Women don't, yeah, no, it doesn't. Women don't. Women don't need higher education because at the end they will only work in the kitchen. What do you think about that statement? What is your understanding of equal opportunities for women, and how do you think we are working towards achieving it? Wait, Miss Eka, I will give a chance to others first.
Not about the women in the kitchen. It's not like that. When you are, like I said, when you are raising children, when you're dealing with your husband, family, friends, and kids, and your change in yours, you need something to some tools to understand, right? Because life is not always easy, and if you don't have enough education, I think, like I said, you in a spot blind, and then education is like a mirror, right? When the trucks is in the spotlight, you cannot see anything, and it will be make your fears is more. But I didn't say that I have enough education. I didn't say anything about that. But like I said, when I'm raising my children, when they are sick, when there are something problem came up, and then I have to run some jobs here, and I think it's not easy for me. I don't know for others, but for me, it's not easy. And maybe my husband also feel the same, because I think in some point, the education, it works for us. Mostly when we get the input from the doctors or teachers or something like that. But if you don't have enough education, when somebody telling you something, you cannot process it. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Mas Febri, please. I wouldn't be more listen to your notion.
All right.
Long time no see you.
Miss Eka seems like very on fire tonight when it comes to the women do not need higher education because at the end they will work in the kitchens. I don't think that this statement is wrong because I feel that women will work in the kitchen if you don't have education or you have education, you have a higher education. So the things is what kind of kitchen will you have in the future? So if you have like higher education, I guess that you're gonna have like luxurious kitchen. But if you don't have like a higher education, you're gonna have like common kitchen. I think that's the thing. For me myself, education is not only for women or men, so it's needed for everyone. The things is because for me, higher education will make your perspective very clear, and also you have a lot of perspective and you have a wide knowledge to prepare your family in the future. For example, if you decide you're gonna have a family or you're gonna you're gonna have children, yeah, because it's very usual, it's matter right now because like couple months or couple weeks ago. All right, I have it's new for me to know about, oh, there's a terms child free. All right, this is new for me. So okay, the education will lead us to the what kind of family we're gonna have, what kind of children we plan to have, and then what kind of education we will prepare for our next generations. I think that's all, Mr. Cool.
Fabulous opinion.
Yes, Mr. I also
Christina?
disagree with this
Disagree?
statement.
Okay. Why?
Yes, because for me, that statement we can change. We as a woman must be have the highest education, but we also must be know about the kitchen. Because as we know, the woman, the first teacher for their children, for their society. So I think the woman also must be have the higher education, because if the woman have the higher education, they can make or take the smart children. If the woman nothing have the money science, I think what the matter one she to teach for their children. If their children asking here, he can't answer the asking. That's not good for me. So we, as a woman, for me must be have the higher education. The first for our family that it's very good for our family, Mister. So for me, I disagree with this statement because for me, a woman must become the higher education, can makes money idols, can makes her family become the maybe smart family, can teach their children, can share their sign with their husband, with their family, with their society, and etc. So the education not only for the men, but it's very important for the woman. I think some like that, Mister.
Okay. Having higher education will be crucial for men or for both women and thank you very much. Okay, Miss Anis, please go ahead. Miss Anis?
Okay. Well, two questions at the same time. I want to respond to the first one. Women don't need higher education because at the end they will only work in the kitchen. What do you think about this statement? I don't want to say this is right or wrong because I do agree that as a nation, I don't want to talk about patriarchy, it's another topic. But yes, as a woman, we have naturally instinct that we need to give food to our families, right? But I'm afraid to read this statement, and to hear other opinions, women will think this way. For example, there is this kind of statement: women don't need to get higher education because in the end, then there is response like this: no, women need to get higher education because they build the generation, blah 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 blah. Then the woman, for those who cannot approach the formal education, for example, if we think senior high school, maybe all Indonesian women can achieve senior high school level, but for bachelor or mastering degree, they cannot achieve it. They will think, oh my God, I'm not in the good standard of mommy because I cannot build a good generation because I don't have a good education. I think this is maybe it could misleading or misunderstanding. If many women say that education is pretty important, they do not realize that when they say that thing, they force other women to catch that standard. They low the woman's value, or the woman's value. They do not realize it unconsciously. They do not realize it that they make their own standard. They say that they talk about equality, they talk about women's rights, but unconsciously they also force other women right. They also lowers other women's value by saying that for those women who don't have a good, I don't say they say that thing, but but by saying that good woman is a woman with a high education because they put build generation and blah 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 blah. I think this is wrong. Uh, for me, I don't say this is right. I say maybe it would be better if this way we do not talk about the education itself, but we talk about being educated. We talk about study. You do not need to go to school to study, right? There are so many workshop about parenting. There are so many workshop about knowledge in this modern era. There are so many things you can learn in Google searching something like that. The point is you are smart, not smart like you have A for any lesson or something, but you have consciousness in yourself like, oh, I think as a mommy I need to know about how to raise my kids well because I do not know it and I do not get the lesson from school. I search about this. I can search in YouTube, Instagram, or any workshop. If I do not know about the new technology, I can also search. I can meet many people, talk to other people. You educate yourself. It's not only, the point is not you go to the college to study. No, the point is you know what you don't know and you are looking for it. You study. You are craving of knowledge. It is it is useless if you if you achieve your bachelor degree, mastering, doctoral, but this is only for yourself and it doesn't change your children, doesn't give any impact to many people. I think this is useless. Yeah, this is for you yourself. I don't say this is selfish, but unconsciously you do it for satisfying yourself, right? But if you are a woman with a special role, you are a teacher, of course, because you need to teach. You need to teach. That's a requirement for you to study. You go, you get the next degree. If you, it depends on your role. But if you are a housewife, I do not agree if you go to school and get mastering degrees only for your ego and you forget about your first priority, your role in your family. I think that's the point. You educate yourself. You know what you do not know, and you learn and you study. You do not need to go to you don't need to go to the college for the mastering and doctoral. Yeah? But for me, senior high school is important, really important. At least bachelor degrees lah. Yeah, nowadays it's pretty important. But I don't say that for those women who cannot catch the education, for education they are not good. We do not talk about them, right? Maybe they are not catched by its facilities. I do not blame them. If they don't have any abilities to this, yeah, I do not blame them. But if they consciously don't take a chance to study when they have time and chance, yeah, it is not good. Gitu. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much. I couldn't, how to say, I couldn't be happier tonight because of all of you are enthusiastic to participate in this discussion. But my bad, because the time is over. I would like to give some feedback.
Oh, I wanna give more opinion. Okay, this.
One minute.
The time is up, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I think enough. sorry. It is pretty important. This one. I wanna please this one, Miss Aprilia's opinion, yeah. Educated and uneducated women, they will have different kitchen. It feels like you merendahkan perempuan lain yang kitchennya nggak bagus nggak sih? So you say that for this woman, maybe they are not educated and they don't have a kitchen, so they are not good. It feels like women support women, but this is not. Do you say that this is women support women when you say that word? It hurts for those women who do not have a good kitchen. Many educated women, they don't have a good kitchen, but many uneducated women, they have a great kitchen because they are an entrepreneur and they educate themselves.
Maybe if they are not, when they aren't uneducated women, but they have lots of kitchens, they will earn. They will create the job field to others. I don't know. I just optimistic and positive side. Okay, be careful. Keep controlling Kremlin. Last time someone mentioned revoke, alter, mengubah, revelation, wahyu, assess, estimate, count, calculate, menghitung. Not depend on, but depend on, or dependent on, or dependent. Good one. dependent. Wait a minute. Dependent. We can use this one. Dependent or dependent upon or dependent or not dependent on. That's one. Okay, I assume that this one, the way how to use the synonym. All right, this one, I give additional explanation for obligation, kewajiban, based on or according to, sesuai dengan atau berdasarkan dengan or in, yeah, this one, singular subject must be followed by is. She is, she or he is, yeah, she or he not are, but is, she is, he is. If one person, we can use is as to be or linking verb. Plural must be followed by are, because a plural means the things or the person more than one. They are, we are, and so forth. Instruction or directions, perintah. Order can be effort, upaya, or usaha. Must be a plus verb ing, must be focusing, must be learning. If must be followed by verb 3 means that pasif. Pasif artinya adalah di atau ter. Must be followed, harus diikuti, must be aware or adjective. Must be aware, must be helped, harus dibantu. So, must plus verb 1 atau must plus per infinitive atau verb asli. Jadi tidak boleh must ketemu verb to, must to, dan must can. Must know, must speak, must listen, must draw, must illustrate, must be active, and so forth. Thanks ever so much for sharing. I allow you to open up your camera. I'm quite thirsty and hungry. Okay, feel free for you to open up your camera and take a picture. Everyone, please show up your camera on your camera. Come on. Isi Yun, Miss Eka, Aprilia, Mas Febri, Miss Vera.
Hello,
I'm
Miss
cooking,
Iqbal,
Mr.
Mr. Iqbal.
I'm cooking, Mr. Sorry.
Mr. Sunshine, are you willing to open up your camera? Mas Febri, would you mind showing your good-looking face?
Charming face.
Okay, let me count it. Yo, style. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. Peace out. 1, 2, 3, go. Right, wait once more. You can change your style. Freestyle. Backflip. If freestyle, you can backflip. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Cheese. Peace. Miss Anis, don't you show your food?
I'm in the kitchen cooking, Mr. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Once more, the last one. The last one. Thank you very much. That's your turn. Thank you very much for coming. And before we end up our meeting today, we have jargon. Yeah. When I say attack community, you can answer yesterday, you say tomorrow. Attack community.
Yesterday, we said tomorrow.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow.
All right. Thanks ever so much. See you in the following meeting. The different topic and different.
Thank you.
Guys. See you next weekend. The last I say. Assalamualaikum
Long time no see.
Sir.
It's fancy to meet you.
Terima kasih.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, everybody.